Peace, y'all. I'm Luna Young.
I'm day one, not day two.
And if you want to learn some more about astrology and how the stars are affecting our life here on Earth, then keep watching and hit that subscribe button.
Today we will be talking about Aries. Shout out to all my Aries folks out there, right? Before we jump in though, I think it's important to note that the zodiac wheel tells a story. You know, it tells a story from birth, from creation, that baby, that first sign, the Aries, to the maturity, to the elder, the last sign, the Pisces. So throughout these videos, we're not just going to talk about how each sign influenced the personality traits of those people who are born within that time frame. We're also going to talk about how each sign represents a pivotal point on that journey throughout that story, and how each sign interrelates with each other, interrelates to ourselves, because you might be an Aries, you might be a Pisces, but every single sign is going to impact you, because there are parts of every sign in our own personal charts, and they influence us, they influence our movements, they influence what we experience and how we view the world. So it's crucial that we understand astrology holistically, not just our sun sign. So let's jump into it.
Tropical astrology or Western astrology will say that Aries are born from March 22nd to April 20th. However, sidereal astrology says that Aries are born from April 14th to May 14th.
And it's fitting, right, that Aries are the first sign because they're also a fire sign. The first sign is a fire sign, and that's like, if you think about fire, it's a very catalytic energy. It's a very catalytic force. It's a very, moving power. It's about, creating. It could be perceived as a little destructive, but I think destruction is just a different form of creativity. So, it's a force that moves you, that propels us forward. And so, you definitely find all of that fire inside of Aries folks.
And Aries, this fire sign, right? They're also represented by the ram. And think about those two horns on the ram. They represent the power to penetrate, to overcome, to achieve. And there's that assertion of strength, right? That's needed to really break through.
Yeah. And when you think about that strength, you think about, breaking through. I want us also to think about how Aries are also ruled by Mars. Mars, the red planet, is also considered the god of war, right? It also represents our passion, our determination, our drive, and our energy. A very powerful planet, it symbolizes our ambition and competition. So when we think about those Aries traits, it's important to relate it back to that Mars influence.
And with that Mars influence, right, Aries can be very, very passionate individuals, right? Full of energy, full of confidence.
Full of energy.
And as the baby of the zodiac, they're often very focused on the self and that self-actualization.
And one of their strengths is they're very, very determined. Aries can be very determined. They can be very ambitious, considered strong-willed. A lot of people look at Aries and they say they're born leaders.
Right.
They have this confidence, as you said, but it's not like a superficial type of confidence. Their confidence is so natural. It comes from within. So it's very, very hard to put an Aries down. They always have like this air of optimism around them. It can be refreshing a lot of times.
As refreshing as optimism can be, at times it could also be to their detriment. There's definitely a need to, balance their drive with patience and perseverance, right? Sometimes Aries can be a little too impulsive or a little too competitive. And so there's really a need to balance out that brutal honesty.
Yeah, I think, most fire signs are compatible with Aries. Or not most, but Leo are very compatible with Aries. Sagittarius, they're very compatible with Aries, but also signs like Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius work very well with Aries. So if you're any of these signs, you probably have Aries friends, or you get along with that Aries energy.
Right. It's so important right now also to note that the North Node and Jupiter are both in Aries, right? And so with that aspect, we might find ourselves being more self-reliant, a little bit more confident in our purpose, right? We really want to actualize and move forward with optimism on what we're here to do.
Yeah, I think that was great to point out. So if you're Aries, let us know how we did. Let us know if you agree with the things we were saying. Let us know if you disagree. Drop a comment, tap in. And if you're not an Aries, you might have some Aries in your chart. Let us know how that shows up for you. And how do you feel about this North Node and Jupiter and Aries right now? Are you feeling that impact? Are you feeling this air of, confidence, of self-reliance? I think there's definitely a collective conscious optimism right now. The collective is very optimistic, especially when it comes to, our goals, our longevity, our focus long term. So let us know if you feel that too. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you can schedule your astrology reading with us at mindbodysource.com or click the link in our bio. See you next week.
Peace, y'all.